Alright guys, if you followed the channel for any length of time, you'll know how much I love my Whoopee. Now, we met Dane and Coleman at the Southeast Overland and Off-Road Expo, and while we were there, it got down to about 40 or 50 degrees at night, and he had these blankets that he has created through his brand, Down to Adventure, and I'll link that in the comments down below, but he was kind enough to provide us with a couple for the girls to test out and for us to test out while we were camping, and man, these blankets are fantastic. They're 7.5 by 4.5 feet. They're down-filled, but they're not itchy or anything like that. They are machine washable, hang to dry, and then you can kind of fluff them up a little bit from there. But they come in those really small, easily packable stuff sacks. What's cool about them is they come in so many colors if you like black. I'm just kidding, they only come in black.
I'm tired.
These things should come with a warning label though, that if you have kids or a wife, they're probably going to steal them and adopt them for their own. So you may want to order two. Again, they're off the Overland Bound website, and I'll link that down below. So unlike other blankets, as you can see, that one's super easy to get back into its container or its bag, pouch, whatever you want to call it. It's not impossible, like some from the factory where you got to throw that thing away because it's just useless to use. We didn't even fold it up. We weren't neat about it. We weren't nice about it. We just shoved her back home and cinched it done, and it was done. And you can see how easy that was. Hey, so check it out. This is a high quality blanket, and I wouldn't lead you astray. We've used it. My kids have actually stolen them, and now they're on their beds and sleep with them almost every night in the house. But this is going to replace, I think, some of the aging sleeping bags we have in our rooftop tent. It's a fantastic resource, and I believe at the time of the filming this video, it's $75 for these blankets. And so for some people, that might be a pretty hefty price tag, and I get that. But this blanket's going to last you seasons and seasons and seasons of camping and adventuring and just exploring, whatever you guys are into. This is going to be the blanket that you go to each and every time. I can almost guarantee it. I'm super excited to have these in our inventory. Like I said, it's probably going to phase out some of our sleeping bags for the summer and the fall months. I've gotten a chance to kind of spend some time with it in some different weather conditions and different temperatures, and I can tell you it's not too hot. It's just perfect. That down fill, it's fluffy. The outer shell, I guess, the outer material, feels really rugged and resilient, but not too heavy and not too abrasive. It's really like a smooth, soft, silky feeling almost. But I think that you could wipe stains right off of it, wipe some dirt off of it. Not a big deal there. I don't think it's gonna stain. It's gonna hold up to wear and tear. It's gonna hold up to moisture and dirt and things like that. You put it through camping, but it's not, like I said, it's not an abrasive material. It's gonna leave you feeling itchy at night or chafe the skin or anything like that. The temperature's going to start increasing, so you're probably wondering, why would I need to shop for a blanket now? Well, the winter is coming back around. You're going to see another one of those, but in the meantime, it might be a good chance to just kind of get rid of the sleeping bag altogether and just use this as your sleeping system in your rooftop tent or your ground tent or anything like that. It's just comfortable and just heavy enough for that. I can't sleep without anything covering me, so this is a better option than just a sheet, I think, and I think it'll keep you plenty warm in the tent and be just perfect. Another way to use this is to stuff it in your sleeping bag if it's a little bit colder. You can bolster the warmth of your sleeping bag by wrapping this inside your sleeping bag, or like I said, just using it without a sleeping bag altogether. So as a total package, this thing's pretty lightweight, right? It weighs 1.2 pounds all stuffed in the sack, and well, I guess it would weigh 1.2 pounds outside of the sack as well. That's a good point. So 1.2 pounds. It is 7.5 feet by 4.5 feet, so it's a rectangle. So if you're short on space, this thing can be compressed down even further, but in the stuff sack that it comes with, it's 13 inches long and not very wide. So it can fit in most places for vehicle-based travel, but if you're backpacking, you can stuff this in a compression sack and get it even smaller without any issues or any concern about bursting material or anything like that. This is a high quality blanket, and you don't have to worry about anything like that with this blanket. It's got a fill power of 650, and it's stuffed with 350 grams of down. Man, almost the most importantly is that the size of this blanket makes it a fantastic size to be used as a superhero cape for adults. to really entertain your kids. So keep that in mind when you're purchasing blankets. It's a super critical point. So like I said, I'll link this this blanket in the description below, and it can be found on the Overland Bound website. So while you're there shopping for blankets, I highly encourage you to pick up a membership if you don't have one already. It's a fantastic resource, and I can make a video on that, and I probably will on the benefits of grabbing an Overland Bound membership. But until then, feel free to explore the free side of that site and just soak up all those good resources. All right, so how do we wash this thing, right? If you're anything like me or my kids, we tend to get things pretty dirty. We're pretty hard on gear. So it's machine washable, which is the good news. And then you can just throw it in the dryer with some of those dryer balls on a really low heat setting and fluff that thing right up, or you can even air dry it. Shake it out a couple times and it'll fluff right up for you. So two final thoughts on this blanket, right, is I don't think if you get too close to the fire, it's gonna really tolerate the embers or the sparks very well. I think that's gonna cause some problems for the material. So like anything, obviously it's fire. Let's just try to be careful around the fire. And also, if you get this blanket, I encourage you and I challenge you to read the tag that's attached to it. Some pretty good information there.